Alrighty, hello. This is Yume, Dave, whatever you want to call me. Most people in Strinova knows me as Dave. Hiram for Pokemon. They're like, oh, Russian better, but you get the point. Whatever. Let's get straight into the video. So this whole video is supposed to be about movement, right? Let me change screen real quick. Alright, so just to let you know, this is also this is what my stream looks like. Well, no, not really. This is the main stream, but yeah, I will show you in full screen right here, as I will show you. Let's get into a custom. The first place I will show you is base 404 in the moon. So let's get right into it, and yeah. Alright, we should be in now, and yeah. So let's get started. So the first place I'll explore first, let's do B to A first, cause that way it's a run-of-the-mill. I get this thing quicker. So I'm gonna show you what's not needed. Okay, so most of the time you don't need stringified movement speed, and I'll show you all of that. Most people run into the problem with like the fact that they're like, okay, I have good aim, I work better on decision making, my decision making's alright, I'm like doing something that I need to mid-fighting, but then they come across the problem of movement speed, right? Or they just run across of movement in general. So overall, most people ask me like, hey, do you know any like tricks and stuff for base 404? And I'm like, usually like, yeah, there's reasons why I do certain things. So there's two entry points on the B, right? Most people typically just run down B main, trying to entry as attack, right? When there's actually different ways to go about it. First off, there's this wall, right? Usually people jump up here, right? And they would stringify onto this wall. You're harder to hit from that back of side of B. You're harder to hit up here, but you can come up to this point right here. You're elevated, you're higher than most people. It's kind of already hard to hit you because you're stringified up here, but you still can get hit, so be wary about that. From up here, you get value, you get info of B mid right here, the B window, and back of sight. That's pretty much a lot of value if you ask me. You could also see the heads of people over at the B corner entering into back of sight over there. And then there's also this entry, which is the second one, that you kind of just walk around, because usually sometimes this might be slowed, and hopefully you have a smoke or a Reichi wall covering your value from here and here. Just be wary though, because you will get hit from window and back of sight, and you will take some damage, but I think that should be sufficient damage enough so that you don't, all that's really probably might end up happening is your shield breaking. But yeah, but people with good aim, you entry fast, they can't shoot all of you at once. There's this also one box, right, that I tend to use sometimes. There's a lot of entry point on it. 1, 2, exiting out from this tunnel. 3 up here, and 4 being elevated from this corner and jumping up on top. And as you can see, I have no movement speed. Another spot, most Galatias use a spot. It's mostly attacker sided. There's this wall too. Be careful, because usually you can go up to this wall. Okay, as I was saying, you can go up to this wall, jumping from here and onto this area right here. And yes, this you're wondering, what can you do up here? There's not much really you can do. All you can do right here is get info from B mid, and then just be able to see people in this window right here exactly, and that's about it. It's a good place to escape too, if you ask me, so your A members could help you, but I wouldn't recommend it because it gives you no value. You become useless. You just become a runaway, a stowaway. You can go up there from down here past the sign. People will try to go up here from down here. It will never work. I will tell you, it will never work because the sign's in the way. Another one is this pillar. You might often see this. People tend to climb up from this pillar and jump up here. That's pretty common for most people. especially in high elo. You see it often. There's this window too. You should try the entry window if there's a good Richi wall. Richi walls typically being from this corner of right here going to this side, being pretty long, and you have this window leverage. If he has A3, beautiful. A3 iron wall makes your B window held and having control of B mid a lot stronger too. But I'd be careful entering. You have this point right here, you can jump into that window right here too. It's just easier, but be careful, people right there. I tend to like be on this side jumping onto window, because people in back side of B, right, they can't see you when they're holding like this, but they will see you if they're holding on this right side from their POV. So be careful when you see someone on your left POV on attack over here. But overall, this should help you get some control over here, and that way you're not fighting a one-side way to try to take control over here, as many people know. This wall too, there's this corner. I tend to sometimes go up here, get value. Snipers, right, if they're pretty eagle, they have a pretty big trust in their aim. They usually try to fight for B mid too, for some occasion, instead of going for backside. And I'd recommend that as a sniper, right, to other snipers, right? I'm not a sniper, I don't play sniper, but this is something that I learned from someone in CN. You can use this angle, snipe someone from up here. It's pretty risky, I'd say, but when you're doing that, right, you have this backside to protect you. But then when you fall down, I might want to stringify onto this wall pretty quickly and trying to hide in this corner. It's pretty risky. If not, I do this, right, and try to go back to this wall and just escape. Another thing is, people ask me, what about mid? There's nothing you can do in mid, right? Surely nothing. There's two main points. Both of these points starts from this pillar and into cubby. You think that's possible? Yes, it's very much possible. I'll showcase it to you right now. So, starting from here, right? You climb onto here, right? Usually this point is right here. You start elevating down. There's nothing you can do. It just naturally does. But if you get the timing right, usually it's around this corner. You want to jump up and fly stringified in there. I butcher it up. You're supposed to keep moving where you're going, so like this. And you're inside cubby. And usually right here, when you know enemies are attacking A main, I usually use this to take early peeks, and as if they're rotating off from A main to try to rotate through mid or B, right here you get some value. And then when you run away from cubby, go to B main. Don't go back to B mid, because then you will more likely get shot at going to B mid, because by the time they're rotating, they will reach this point and will see you walking down this B long and you are free. As well as people in cubby who goes up the cubby to get you. So go back to B main, travel through B main, or just kind of like sit somewhere on like attacker side B main. So that way you can come back towards mid if they need you to help enclose or box mid, up, Another point is over here. This is a 10 out of 10 difficulty, I would say. It's hard to time it, but with stringify speed, it's a 7 out of 10. Along with the update with being able to keep the same amount of movement without after being shot, that's a pretty great thing. So usually you can escape into that cubby anytime you need to. It's free angle. Jumping up here, I do not recommend jumping up here. There's no point. Sure, you might be able to see people in like mid, like surely like, oh, what the heck, but you get the point. You might be able to see people up in mid in here, right? But you don't see much. You get hit from over there, especially attack. There's no reason to be up here. It's just a bad spot. A connector though. There's one way you're like, I'm trapped in here. You're not necessarily trapped. There's ways to go about this. When you have control of A connector, right, you can go on and stringify onto this wall and fight up here. This is a pretty risky choice, but knowing that if your teammates are already over here, then they're pretty pushed back. You have no choice but to go over here, and you get value into holding here. It makes holding with them easier, and they're pushed back into spawn. You have a pretty tight grip on holding them in spawn. Their spawn for defender. This is attack sided. You can use this to run away too for a defender too. Let's say you're trying to hold this window and then you see people coming, right? You're so tired of going up here, right? And you want to like watch through mid, right? Then you go up here, right? You fly up here. I turned around and do this just in case, and pretty much you should be good. Yeah. This area, I'd say there's like no movement really, but yeah, people think they can go up there, but you can't wall stick up there, sadly. I'll let you know that. But right here, you should right here there's gonna be more, but there's nothing else other than that one connector. So right here, right, people ask me about A, right? There's usually people push from these two strong points, right? But there's actually more than two entry point to try to take back side of A. So I can go around this ledge right here, and the same can be for the reverse. I can start from down here and I'd still reach it if I don't hit the corner like that. Let me go back up. This is another point where you can just climb across, fly across. You can sit on this ledge, be careful because you might fall or you might missed it like I just did. When I'm taking it seriously, I don't miss it usually. But right here, there's a little ledge, so don't jump up immediately. Try to trust in this ledge. That's usually around right here. And right here, you can get value right here. I'd be careful about peeking, and you can jump around from the bottom of the floor. I'll show it to you just so you would see what I mean. So right down here, yep, and the same could be said. Another thing is that people get stuck down here, right? There's two ways to get out of this. You could stringify onto this wall, fly over here, stringify. This place is stringifiable, and you jump out and jump in. You start hovering upwards because of the angle, and then you get up here. So that's a third way to getting up here instead of from right here and here. You know, technically people jump from that box to get up there. This is another option to get up here. You use the angle of it to advantage you. There's a second one where you go up here and you just do this casual thing. Another thing too, you can go up here onto attacking from down this ledge and entry right here. There should be this ledge right here. It's usually in the middle. You see this line right here? Yes. So the ledge is kind of like reach around that ledge right there. As you can see, I'm like just walking around. But if you go to the corners, okay, so this right here should be fine. But this corner right here, be careful, you will fall down. But you can go onto this ledge, fight up here, and help people from a bridge going up. And then there's two entryway into this backup side of A. And then there's multiple ways to get up on top of this box, but this box is just so risky that most people don't do it unless you're a sniper and you know most of half of site is clear. So the only area you're worried about is connector and over here into closer to the spawn, A spawn and back side. And right here you pretty much kind of have sight locked down. Lots of people don't realize that you can stringify on that. That's a stringifiable spot. You can go around here and it helps you get into here. You can go up here through this way. However you feel like. You could even turn around this corner to go up here if attackers are coming from B to A and you're trying to escape, right? So you go down here, you get on top of this wall. Most people just cut it, but they're scared of getting shot right here. So usually I just do this, get onto that wall, and I just fly across. Yep, using the objects, my surrounding. Another key factor I will point out is that be careful of this one angle. Bimo, Flavia, Galatia, they love this spot so much. So when you're pushing A main, make sure to check this corner because usually people don't look there. You're coming in the entry, right? You don't even look behind you. Or you're coming from this angle, you still do not see them unless you're just doing this. Then you will see them. But I'd be careful. Always check this. Better safe than sorry. And that's about it. I could really say there's just this ledge too, really, but that's all. Not much though. But yeah, this ledge, you can use it however you need. Don't stringify on it. You can just stand on it. If you stringify it, you'll fall down immediately. But yeah, and yeah, that's about it. There's nothing else much to show you. There's this one spot you could do as a sniper, right, where you just jump out and jump in. you can get right here and be already scoped in. So when you jump out, right, you're scope in. Try to do this fast, and like as soon as you jump in, scope, and then you usually it should be pretty charged, and you're already scoped in at the same time as the other sniper. That's what most sniper tend to do. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing else to show. I hope this mid right here helps you a lot. Those two entryways into there. It should show you a bit more movement, especially the A connector and like the B main entering, as well as other major things. But that's about it. Thank you for watching. But yeah.
ディフェンス側の勝利。